Well, he doesn't obviously hate it that much because it's still happening. Because if you don't like it, you stop it. What you learn to tolerate, you have to live with. Toleration is not a positive human experience. What you learn to tolerate, the adversity that you learn to live with, the adversity that you accept is what you have to deal with on a daily basis. If you if you learn to tolerate a person's negativity, you will forever live with their negativity and have to deal with the problem if you tolerate it. It's it, it if if you live with people who tolerate you, you will never be respected because they don't love you. Because you don't because love and toleration are different things, right? You tolerate what's acceptable because of whatever situation you're in, whatever it is. Usually the basic necessities of life. If people have problems, they end up tolerating things. But the toleration conflicts with love because you can't accept people for who they are. You always want them to change, and if you always want somebody to change, you'll never be satisfied. You'll never be happy. The principle of toleration. If you live in a situation where you tolerate another person, you will never be happy. Let's take an example. Let's say your partner never cleans the shower or the bath or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you tolerate that, you have to live with that negative experience for the rest of your life. And so that's just one example of a not clean bath or a not clean shower. If your partner drinks I don't know, a bottle of whiskey in the evening, yeah, well, if you tolerate that, you have to live with it for the rest of your life. His mother's behavior is not normal. It's manipulative. If you tolerate the manipulative behavior, if you don't stop it, you have to live with it forever. You don't marry a person, you marry a family. So you will forever, for the rest of your life, have to live with tolerating a lot of things that will forever make your life complicated. There's no other. I'm not saying that there's another way or a better way. I'm just saying this is the way it is, right? You can't be happy. Living in toleration is 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 is, is almost it's in conflict with happiness. You will forever compromise who you are. I'm not saying compromise like okay, we'll buy this wine instead of this wine or whatever. I'm talking about who you are inside. If you tolerate the negativity that you have to experience because of another person's behavior, you will you will almost forever be angry, and you'll forever be passive aggressive because you'll never be able to say exactly what you think and exactly how you feel, and you'll always have to live with the problem, and you won't be able to be out and open about it, so you'll end up oh, arguing over who put their toothbrush in the wrong place in the bathroom, which doesn't matter. And little things will explode into big things because the aggression becomes passive if it can't be expressed. And it can't be expressed because you tolerate it. You accept it. Um, I think you are a person who will express their unhappiness or dissatisfaction or just be honest, I think, which is the right way. Um, but we're not talking about you. We're talking about him. So it is one of those difficult family decisions where do you tolerate a person's manipulation and influence, or do you stop it? Because the longer that it goes on for, the more difficult it is to stop it. Because the more everybody has invested in the situation staying the same. He ran away from the problem only to create another problem. See, he didn't really leave his mother. He searched for a new mother with the same characteristics. He didn't really leave his mother. Look, if you dominate someone, then you control what they do. He didn't dominate her because he didn't control what she did. It's just look, forget about what people, forget about how people describe people, and look at what they do, and look at what they did, and look at what happened. If you dominate a person, that person becomes dependent upon you. So they'll do whatever you tell them to do. Or, as has come up earlier in this conversation, you subconsciously want to self-sabotage everything. You subconsciously don't want everything to work because of some unbreakable bond you have with your parents, which means that they're going to dominate over everything that you do all of the time. A lot of it doesn't matter whether you're the head of a large company or you're a homeless person living under a bridge. If you're still close to your parents have some dominating effect over you. So it doesn't matter if you're president of a large company. You're still powerfully affected by the gods. And the gods just means mom and dad. Because when you were small, mom and dad seem like gods, these giant creatures that stand over you and they seem to perform miracles on a daily basis. They produce this food from nowhere. They make the sun shine, and so that our parents are, where does the principle of gods who live in the sky and the clouds, where does that come from? It comes from the child's perspective of looking up at their parents. And when you don't grow up, you're still looking up for gods to rule over you. It's a game where people have different perspectives or different aims, and she doesn't want him to fly away, and he doesn't know what it's like for her to not be there. So it's a mutually beneficial situation. Where's his father in all of this?